Okay, let's try that. Does that work? Okay, happy Mother's Day. So you're going to get a little background in me that I grew up Catholic. And as Catholic, Mary was really important, a really soothing source. And I grew up praying the rosary, and this is a cute story. We used to kneel around the bed in my bedroom with the family, us little kids, the big kids, and my parents. And we did it really pretty faithfully because my dad was Irish Catholic and really loved the rosary. And but us little kids wouldn't behave too good. And we tended to giggle and smack each other. And so that tradition died in my family. But not the concept that there wasn't an awe and a reverence for Mary. And when I was a little girl, my older sister, Eileen, she got to be the Mayflower Queen. And what that meant is the probably adolescent girls by then would put on their pretty white dresses, and they would carry a crown of flowers and put it on Mary's statue at church. And it was very sweet, and I was very jealous because I never got to be Queen of May, but I remember that reverence. And growing up Catholic, I can't even believe how many Mary songs I know how to sing, from Ave Maria to simple chants about the Mother Divine. And I was thinking too that I talked Mother's Day last year and don't do the same thing. So that's why I started with the background of Catholic. But it's so important for us to invite in the divine feminine. Whether we're in a male or a female body, we all have that kind of quality. And Louise last week introduced prayer as the prayer she received in another little girl when they were going through polio. And the divine assistance of that and the benefits of praying for and wishing healing for each other. So I'm going to take it a step further and really invite the concept that the power of prayer is to nourish, to be nurturing, to put nurturance into our field. And we all know that it's a very chaotic and divisive undergoings in the world in general. But more and more, there's an invitation to quiet and to nurture and really take care of what's important to us. I was thinking, and this book was gifted to me, and it's a modern bibliography of the Urantia book. And I was looking for more quotes about Mary, but mostly what you hear in the regular Bible and the Urantia book is that Mary contemplated it and held it in her heart. And I was thinking of the concept, this is really good, that an angel came to Mary and he said, "You will become the mother of a son. You shall call him Joshua, and he shall inaugurate the kingdom of heaven on earth among men." Wow, that's quite an assignment, isn't it? And she had to tell Joseph that. Can you imagine one of us saying to our husbands, no, this angel came to me and I'm going to have a baby and he's going to bring in this whole different concept about God. It's quite a big concept to try to even deal with. And it says she pondered it in her heart. And what a concept of a journey. To be so convinced that you heard and you know a truth about what you're bringing forth in the world. And I think we're all individually called to bring forth in the world in different ways. And I think especially now, we're being called to get quieter, to stop and reflect, to be more on the mothering, the nurturing side, because we've understood now that the warring side, the masculine domination stuff isn't working too good. So, and I was thinking too of the development of Mary, how she came to know of her son's, her little baby's path. And when they introduced him into the temple, the people there recognized him as special. When he was about 7 years old, he got separated from the caravan and they found him teaching with the elders. And she had to ponder in her heart, how do you do this? How do you help develop a young child that's already teaching elders? The magnificence of that. And then it says in the Rancha book that his father, Jesus' father Joseph, died when he was approximately 14 years old. And there was 8 children in total. So that Jesus became a co-parenting type to the younger siblings. And because of Jesus' commitment to that role, that mothering role, that nurturing role, that trying to keep it all organized with Mary, that he didn't go in the military, that he stayed to protect and develop his own family and his own way of being. And so in Mary's mind, she thought he was going to be a social leader that was going to save the Jews. And that wasn't the concept at all, that he was here to open up an understanding of the kingdom of the divine that's not about that. So, yeah, just to ponder Mary's role. And then I got pondering my own role of being a stepmom, and I think, whoa, I mean, I agreed to it, right? We agreed to have kids and whatever, but it's like, really, I agreed to that? You know, I really, that's what I agreed to. I can't believe it. Okay. And years later, when my youngest stepson was older, I told him how bad I felt that I couldn't be a nurturing mom in the situations that were presented to us during the time. His older brother had a psychotic break. And it changed the whole dynamics of what had to happen. And he, as the younger child, had to cope with the family and distress around that. And not only that time of history, my husband's mother got really sick. We had that to deal with. My mom came to live in Missoula and she had strokes. And so it's like looking back at my own ability to be a mom, that I couldn't give him at the time what I would have preferred. But he got structure. Let me tell you, the kid got structure. And I got him through Boy Scouts. He's an Eagle Scout and he graduated from high school. Okay. So, but as moms, you know, when we take on the role of mom and then what life brings us in the process of us trying to be that mom figure. And so I really got to the place when I was meditating about what to say today is that we are truly capable in the power of prayer, in the power of nurturance, to bring what wasn't possible then into the now. That we can do it now. That we can hopefully hold our lives and circumstances that came around us in a different light now. So I'll go back in history, and it was, I'm a little girl, probably about, I don't know, 6. I'm a Brownie Scout, and we're having a Mother's Day tea. Okay, we're having a Mother's Day tea, and we made little paper mache baskets for our moms that were little flowers, and we were going to have this really nice little tea for our moms. And so part of what was going to happen that day is I was going to sing with my mom playing the piano, and I was going to sing that song, M is for the Million Things You Gave Me, the song Mother. And so that was going to be the thing. But when the time came, my mom didn't show up. And I was in the, I think it was a pantry, and I was peeking out the window of this community hall we were in, and she didn't come. And I was just really terrified because my mom didn't show up. And my mom was really queen of discipline and showing up, and she didn't. And for that time, and I was a little kid, so it felt like it was a huge amount of time, but I'm sure it wasn't. Okay, so my mom showed up really, really late. The tea was already over, and I was really mad at her because I was scared. And then I had to sing the song with her. Okay, so that was my perspective, and that was such a mild thing that I experienced as a child that so many children are experiencing this in the world due to circumstantial stuff. And I remember getting through the song, but now as a 74-year-old, I know what happened. My mom had 5 kids. She had a little bit of time by herself. She took a bath and fell asleep in the bath. Okay, so that's all it was. But in my little girl head, I was desperate because I was supposed to sing the song and mom wasn't there. But she did the best she could. And so now at the age we are, to bring that into a consciousness of the now, the times in history that our parents were going through, the things, the war, the depression, Vietnam happened. And to put it into context, and I'm going to really invite us in meditation to bring any felt sense of ourselves or our mothers on this Mother's Day of disappointment, of feeling we didn't do good enough when we did our best at the time. And so I really want to work on the concept that we're capable of bringing this nurturance that maybe we didn't get at specific times in our lives. Maybe the times we weren't able to give nurturance when we would have preferred that. So I want to go into a meditative space now, if you'll join me. Her feet on the floor. And just sink into, I am capable of nurturing with the Divine Mother feminine presence. I am capable to bring this now into the present time, holding all mothers gently. Bringing to the now any felt sense of hurt from lack of mothering, lack of kindness when we would have preferred that when we were desperate for it. That in the now, the Divine Mother is present. There's understanding now for time in history. There's a softening. There's a forgiveness. There's a knowingness that we are capable. We are capable as a community to bring in, to understand, to hold the power of prayer, the prayer that is to nurture now. And just as Mother Mary held all things in her heart, we now hold it all in our heart. Releasing now, even though we didn't understand it at the time, the divine order. That here in the present time, there's enough love for everybody. There's a sweet forgiveness for the times we couldn't nurture. But that presence is here now. And we hold the promise of all our children. Even though we know not their paths. I am capable. I believe and hold the power of prayer that nurtures. And a friend of mine, Kathy, told me, nobody prays better than a mother. That we open our hearts to the fact that we are this nurturing principle, that we are this prayer. Amen. And gently come back around. So thank you so much for being here today. And let's say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love and God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. And the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. However we are, God is, and all is well. You are well. And then, come on, let's make our circle for our final song.